student debt relief application is now open. Who can apply and how much you can get. We'll have the details.
Stay tuned to find out how online platforms led to the tragic mass shooting.
And Amazon workers in upstate New York have rejected a contract proposed by the Amazon Labor Union. News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Anti-abortion protests took place on campus today. Good evening, I'm Walker Simmons.
And I'm Louise Rath. This afternoon, a group of 3 men and a woman stood right outside Shine Student Center with tape over their mouths with the word life written on it. They had signs with various anti-abortion statements saying they are, quote, mourning the 43 million lives lost to abortion per year. Another sign said, a third of my generation is missing.
The protesters started this morning outside of the Hall of Languages, but DPS moved them to outside of Shine. Their reasoning was that one of them was not a student. Later in the afternoon, DPS then moved them again to the Waverly and University Ave intersection.
One student who wants to remain anonymous noticed the gender discrepancy. She says that, quote, 3 out of 4 people standing there are men, and this isn't a men's topic at all.
Some students walking by the protesters disagreed with the message, including Syracuse freshman Megan Halsey.
Also seeing that these people believe that a third of their generation has been killed by abortion is really upsetting, because it's not only not true, it feels like they don't believe in women's rights as well, which is heartbreaking.
Another SU freshman, Samara Vacheni, says she thinks the protesters were missing some of the facts.
They're completely disregarding like actual women's lives. They're disregarding the fact that 1 in 4 pregnancies is a miscarriage, and all these procedures to help a miscarriage are the same procedures as abortion. So they're just.
As of right now, the protesters are no longer on campus. We do not know if they will be relocated.
And new details on the JMA sign expected to go atop the dome. SU says construction begins tomorrow with 2 cranes required to complete the installation. Once construction starts, the upper sidewalk on the west side of the dome will be closed until December. The university says the sign will stand 200 feet above the building's roof. It will also include a monument to acknowledge the role Carrier played in the building's 40-year history.
And happening now at Falk College, transfer students are invited to compete in a night of trivia until 7:30. The News Students and Family program is hosting events over the next few days in honor of National Transfer Student Week. Students can socialize, win prizes, and collect giveaways. More details on the event are on the SU website.
Some early weather today. I mean, we're getting to it early in the show. I feel like this morning when I woke up, it was freezing. I was seeing social media, people standing in snow.
Yeah, it's starting to become winter in Syracuse.
Oh my goodness.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming, as they say on Game of Thrones.
45 degrees outside. It's getting a little colder. Hopefully with some good news on a little bit warmer weather is our weather anchor, Peter Elliott. Peter?
Love the Game of Thrones reference there, Walker. It really does feel like winter is coming, to quote Jon Snow. And you see it right there on your screen, 47 degrees, getting chilly, really feeling those autumnal temperatures. And you feel it in the wind, right? 8 miles an hour, but it feels a little more. And we'll see later on tonight, temperatures will dip down into the lower 40s, lower 40s, upper 30s. But you'll see those winds will remain calm right around 6 miles an hour. But again, these really seeing the autumnal temperatures and taking a look across central New York. We'll go back across central New York, 47 across the board, especially coming off the lake. We thought we might see some rain right around this time, but that stray cell will kind of move just past Syracuse. So we're staying dry tonight, which is a good thing, but still a little chilly. So it might be time to bust out those rain jackets this time of year. So again, a little chilly for central New York, but good news on the horizon, Walker and Louise. We're going to see some better temperatures as we move across the week. Temperatures moving up, unseasonable temperatures in the 60s, dare I say moving up into the 70s a little bit later tonight. We'll have more on that later on in the show, but for now, we'll send it right back to you, Walker and Louise.
Peter, as always, thank you. And new details about the suspect in the Buffalo shooting have been revealed. Citrus TV reporter Cora Mayer-Costa is in studio. Cora?
Walker, Louise, good evening. New York Governor Kathy Hochul and Attorney General Letitia James released a report on the role of online platforms in the Buffalo mass shooting last May. 10 black individuals were killed with 3 others left injured at a Tops grocery store in a predominantly black neighborhood. The report concludes that online and live streaming platforms radicalize the white shooter and continue to encourage copycat violent attacks. The report says the lack of accountability and transparency of these platforms enables hateful and extremist views to spread online, leading to radicalization, as in the case of the Buffalo shooter. Hochul and James are calling for reforms to combat online extremism and violence on the state and federal level. On the state level, they plan on criminalizing graphical messages or videos created by a perpetrator of homicide, as well as penalizing individuals who share or repost those same images or videos. They intend to propose amendments to Section 230 of the Federal Communications Decency Act to increase accountability among online platforms. Attorney General James says about the findings, quote, "Online platforms should be held accountable for allowing hateful and dangerous content to spread on their platform. Extremist content is flourishing online, and we must all work together to confront this crisis and protect our children and communities." This report confirms that several online platforms played a significant role in this racist attack by first radicalizing the shooter with unfiltered violent and racist content and permitting him to broadcast the attack. Reporting live in studio, Cora Mayer-Costa, Citrus TV News. Back to you guys.
Cora, thank you. The city of Syracuse may be adding a new bus route from a city-owned parking garage to City Hall for $100,000 a year. The parking garage on Washington Street is 6 blocks from City Hall, and the city's chief operations officer says the shuttle would help keep and attract employees during tough winters. Common Councilor Michelle Green challenges the cost of the shuttle, saying that it sends the wrong message about the city, which presents itself as walkable.
And today, Amazon workers in upstate New York rejected a union bid from the Amazon Labor Union. The union has been attempting to bring Amazon to the negotiating table since a historic win earlier this year. The warehouse workers in Albany voted 66% against the union, and this is the 4th union election at an Amazon warehouse this year, and the 3rd led by the ALU.
And Governor Kathy Hochul is cracking down on catalytic converter theft with a new legislation. Catalytic converters convert pollutants in cars in order to keep them less toxic in their emissions, but the converters sell for a very high price. So theft of this critical part of a car's safety standard has quadrupled since 2021. The law now will label catalytic converters as a major part of vehicles and require dismantlers to keep records on them, and it'll also require a serial number on them so the parts can be tracked back to the original owner.
And Governor Hochul has signed a package of bills that aim to better protect survivors of domestic violence. The bills will try to ensure guns are taken from abusive partners, and they will also protect the confidentiality of survivors. Hochul says ending domestic violence is one of her top priorities.
And former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is launching a weekly podcast through Quake Media. The Olympia, Washington-based company says the podcast is titled As a Matter of Fact with Andrew Cuomo, adding that Cuomo will host informed and solution-oriented discussions with various guests. The first episode debuts this Thursday and features one of the former press secretaries to Donald Trump. And when we come back, the student debt relief application is now open. How to take advantage of the program, our Adam Campos has the details.
Plus, the newest vaccine from BioNTech. Can they cure a deadly disease by 2030? Find out in just 2 minutes.
Welcome to my house. Lately, not my happy place. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The parents were not themselves. My little brothers were morphing into small creatures. The walls were closing in. Clearly, a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. And there's a lot of that going around right now. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It might not get you out of the house, but it could help you find a little more breathing room.
This is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. President Biden announced yesterday the opening of the student debt cancellation program. The application will be available until December 31st of 2023. Citrus TV's Adam Campos is here to show us how these steps apply. Adam?
Thanks, Walker and Louise. First thing to note, the online application is available both in English and Spanish. And second thing to note, the application does not require a single form, a special login, and you can apply with that much ease. Now, let's go to the plasma right here. We're going to tell you guys how you can apply. Now, taking a look at the application, it's going to start with just giving you basic information about everything for who qualifies and how long it will be available. As we scroll down, it's going to ask for your basic information as a borrower. It includes your name, social security number, date of birth, and your contact information. And as we continue to scroll down, it's going to ask you as a borrower, what's your qualifications for the student loan cancellation? What kind of borrower are you? What kind of loans do you have? And once you get all of that done, you're going to go ahead and sign your names. Click here to certify that all of this information is true, and the application is done. If more information is needed in order to determine your eligibility, the Department of Education will reach out to you for more information.
All right, Adam, so are current students allowed to apply for this?
Current students are allowed to apply for this. Whether you're a current student, a former student, if you have a federal student loan under your name, then you are eligible to apply for this. Now, you got to remember, you're only eligible for $10,000 if you don't have a Pell Grant. If you do have a Pell Grant, you can get up to $20,000 in relief.
So Adam, you seem like an expert on all of this. Did you do the application yourself?
I actually did, and it honestly took me less than 2 minutes to apply. It was really easy to do. I just pulled up the link real quick, got it done. So for me, I encourage everybody that needs to do this, that wants to do this, to try to get it done as soon as possible.
And Adam, thank you. The creation of a former New York Times reporter is now live. News organization Semaphore launched its website this morning. Semaphore raised $25 million for the project and hired over 50 staffers. X-Times media reporter Ben Smith, along with former BuzzFeed editor-in-chief Justin Smith, are behind the project. The company says it wants to separate the facts and analysis in its stories. They say they're trying a different approach compared to traditional media. And one COVID vaccine developer has its eyes now set on the end of the decade. BioNTech co-founder Arir Shaheen says cancer vaccines could be widely available before 2030. The pharmaceutical company has been developing cancer immunotherapy treatments since it was created in 2018. BioNTech says its work with using mRNA technology has allowed it to develop a COVID vaccine, and vice versa now with its efforts to cure cancer. And Facebook's parent company Meta is selling its gift-sharing platform Giphy. The company reportedly was facing heat from UK antitrust regulators who said the company's deal to buy the platform would thwart innovation and competition. Britain's competition and market authorities told Meta last year to cancel the deal, triggering an appeal from Meta at the time. Meta says it won't file an appeal with the CMA and will now work on selling Giphy. And the ex-wife of Jeff Bezos is giving the Girl Scouts nearly $85 million. Philanthropist Mackenzie Scott is donating to the National Wing, along with 29 local branches. The Girl Scouts call the donation, quote, a vote of confidence, adding it's the largest one they've received in 110 years of operation. The Scouts say they will use the funds on pandemic recovery, making its camp properties climate change resistant, and STEM education. And to the latest tonight on Russia's war on Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky saying that nearly a third of his country's power stations have been destroyed.
Massive blackouts have resulted from the airstrikes by the Russians, which water supplies also are being cut off as a result. Zelensky says Putin and his regime are trying to drive Ukraine into darkness and despair, adding these latest actions make peace talks impossible between the two nations. And rising inflation has many in the country watching their spending, but the rest of the world is seeing its effects as well.
The rising price of the U.S. dollar due to surging interest rates, it's triggering effects from Egypt to Kenya and even England. The dollar is up 18% this year and hit a 20-year high in September. Many economists are now worried that the dollar's sharp rise could increase the likelihood of a global recession in the next year.
And still ahead on your campus news leader, it feels like fall, but is there one last gasp of summer still ahead? I'll have your answer coming up in my full forecast after the break.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner! Go?
Excellent. Yeah, I saw you guys out there. We're the family. Oh, I thought you were on my team. Wait.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. I'm Peter Elliott. Hey, if you're walking around campus, you're going to see a lot of these on the ground. Leaves. It really feels like fall. If you're walking around, pick up some souvenirs off the ground for this fall season in Syracuse. What a gorgeous time of year. There's a couple trees on the quad that are really shedding their colors. It's gorgeous this time of year. And these temperatures also are going to look more gorgeous throughout the week. Step away here. Right now, Wednesday, Thursday, in the 40s, 50s, true fall weather, but you can see when that warm front will move in across central New York. Take a look at Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Gorgeous, almost summer weather up in the 60s and 70s, and we'll see a lot of sun. So that's when you really want to get out and enjoy the beauty in this area. Go to Green Lakes. Some fantastic nature for you to see. Well, we've still got these summer temperatures. Again, watch these lows in the 30s, especially around Thursday. That's something to watch as we shift more into this autumnal season. Temperatures lower as we move along, and watch the winds. The next couple days, we're going to see winds in the mid-teens, 15 miles an hour, so you're going to want to dress nice and warmly for that. We'll take a look at what it looks like tomorrow here. Temperatures again in the 40s. We'll get up to about 48. That'll be our high. And again, watch the winds. So when you get up, you might want to wear a hoodie, a flannel. It's hoodie and flannel season, I think, this time of year in Syracuse. I know that the dudes love that. So again, a fantastic time of year in the Syracuse, and I'm really excited about these warm temperatures we've got coming up this weekend. No football game, but that means plenty of time to get out and see a lot of these leaves. I'll send it right back to you, Walker and Louise. Loving these temperatures.
I'm loving it too, Peter, thank you. In Syracuse, we're losing yet another Starbucks. The store on Armory Square will be closing early December due to the frequency of dangerous incidents.
Now, this comes after multiple shootings near the store, as well as a barista getting physically attacked. There are no reports of a relocation. Now, and here in studio for sports is Cameron Azier. Cameron, it's great to see you in the studio. I'm gonna throw things over to you.
Oh, I like that. I see. If you actually throw a real football there, then I'd actually catch it. Yeah, coming up on sports. Guess what? Syracuse football, they're the best in the land, or maybe just the best on campus. And there's a lot of pro sports going on right now, including those big bad old Yanks. We'll have sports on the other side.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Syracuse football is off and running and off to its best start since 1987. Back then, Whitney Houston's I Want to Dance with Somebody was a top 5 hit, but I digress. Welcome into sports. I'm Cameron Ezair. This team is sturdy in every facet imaginable. The offense is led by quarterback Garrett Schrader, 17 total touchdowns, running back Sean Tucker, who has nearly 650 yards and 6 scores on top of that, plus wide receiver Rondé Gadsden II with 507 yards receiving, which ranks second in the ACC, not to mention his 31 receptions, which is third in the conference. Wow, a lot of stats I just threw out to you. This offense is dynamic, but so is the defense because of its depth.
And you can see it, like how we got a lot of starters who went down first week, second week, third week, and the backups, they're getting coached the same way in practice, and they're getting coached the same way in meetings. He hops around meetings to every position groups, and he treats everybody the same. So I feel like it's showing just how guys like JT, guys like Eli, they're coming in and making plays. And it shows like they got coached the same as the starters, and they're handling business just like a starter would.
The he Michael Jones is talking about is defensive coordinator Tony White. The Cuse is the best scoring defense in the conference and 6th in the nation, keeping its last 2 opponents out of the end zone. And in first halves alone, the Orange have allowed a measly 3 touchdowns. How about that? This team's on fire. But now it's time to trek to Death Valley to take on the number 5 team in the country, the Clemson Tigers, a team that has averaged 33 points per game in its last 4 meetings with Syracuse. So will history come back to bite the Orange, or will the Cuse find a way out of South Carolina with a victory for the first time ever? Oh, and snap Clemson's 38-game home winning streak. It's a noon game on Saturday to find that out. Talk about it winning. How about Cuse men's soccer? They've done a lot of it this season. The 5th-ranked squad in the country is on a 3-game win streak and is 5-1 against fellow ranked teams this year. So time for a bit of a breather with SU hosting Bucknell tonight, a Bison team that is 2-11 on the season. 2 names to keep an eye on: Nathan Opoku, who leads the conference with 18 points, and Levante Johnson, who is 3rd with 16 points. The Orange seek 4 straight wins at 7, not to mention that the Orange are now 4th in the country. After 2 rain delays and 4 nail-biting games, the Yankees and Guardians are currently in action to decide who travels to Houston for the American League Championship Series tomorrow. And this is your up-to-date coverage here on News Live at 6. The Yankees currently leading the Guardians 5-1 in the Bronx. Right now, Cleveland pitching is getting hit around, while New York, they've relied heavily on a 3-run homer from Giancarlo Stanton, a solo shot by Aaron Judge, as well as an RBI single from Anthony Rizzo. On the NLDS side, the Padres host the Phillies at 8 tonight. Philadelphia finds itself in the championship series for the first time since 2010, while you'd have to track all the way back to 1998 to find San Diego this far in the playoffs. And it's NBA opening night. How about that? The 76ers taking on the Boston Celtics, the Celtics team that ultimately lost in the championship. They're going to rely heavily on Jason Tatum because their head coach is out for the season. And get your rings out. The Golden State Warriors taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. Get this, I'm feeling old. Steph Curry in his 10th NBA season, while LeBron James for the Lakers in his 20th.
Wow. Wow.
Feeling old?
Yeah, I feel old. 10th and 20th. I remember these guys when they were the young cats of the league.
Yeah, no kidding. So let's talk about the NBA. Who are your MVP projections?
I mean, this is a really good one. And I'm looking at guys like John Morant. I'm looking at guys like maybe even a LeBron James that can revitalize his career. That it hasn't taken a dip over the last couple of years, but he's handed off the reins to what has been the best player in the world. That's been his title for so long. And now it's Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic. But give me LeBron or John Morant to shock people.
Yeah, wow. All right, so now
prediction.
Baseball.
Yeah.
It's Yankees. I mean, where are we standing? 5-1. I mean, that's off to a great start.
Yeah,
right
5-1. Yeah, if the Yankees win, then they ultimately move to the American League Championship Series. They have to take on a really stout Houston team. And if the Yankees end up making the World Series, how about this? It would be their first World Series appearance since 2009. And also, the Padres and the Phillies, two teams that really haven't been in that spot, the 5th and the 6th seed in the National League. That's unbelievable, knowing that the Dodgers and the Braves, they were the front runners in the NL.
Yeah, wow. Oh.
Wow.
A lot in store.
A lot of sports that I don't know very much about, truthfully. Well, when we come back, we'll take one more look at your wake-up weather.
Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The walls were closing in. Clearly, a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It could help you find a little more breathing room.
Thanks for sticking with us on News Live at 6. Let's take a look at what it'll look like when you wake up tomorrow. It'll be chilly, 40 degrees with high winds, so bundle up. And why not warm yourself up with a nice cup of coffee, right, Walker, Louise?
Oh, yeah. Right indeed, Peter.
Right indeed.
Unfortunately, though, Syracuse is losing another cafe gem. Yeah, as Mellow Velo Bicycle Shop and Cafe on Walnut announced that it will be closing its cafe after 8 years.
According to a post on their Facebook page, the owners say they are grateful for everyone that has supported them. The cafe's last day will be October 29th. So what are you drinking?
I'm drinking just regular old Joe black coffee.
Just black coffee.
I am, when it comes to hot coffee, that is my go-to.
Jeez, I'm a misto. So it's really
just run me through that. I don't know what that is.
It's really just hot coffee with like 1.5 inches of steamed milk of some kind. Gotcha. I like almond, but I just like it a little bit better. Hot coffee's better than cold too, anyways.
Yeah, I get that.
Glad we're in agreement there. Well, that's all the time we have today on Citrus TV News.
For more of the latest, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Citrus TV News, and check out our website at citrustv.com.
For all of us at Citrus TV News, I'm Louise Rath.
And I'm Walker Simmons. Have a great night, Syracuse.